If implemented, charter cities will be overall effective in producing links for economic growth in your economy, but despite this, due to their nature, do have some negative side effects. However, ultimately I do recommend the adoption of charter cities for your government due to their long-term benefits outweighing the unintended possible short-term negative ramifications. Firstly, charter cities essentially allow for an external government to impose a set of per se experimental rules, such as a mean-based tax and welfare system or a more interventionist approach, which would otherwise be hard to implement and impose without coercing a whole nation and give choice to the people if they would like to live there. Furthermore, in our current global economy, there is enormous demand for advanced industries and urbanization as we continue our shift towards greater developed economies. Thus, the refreshed nature of charter cities facilitates the ability for the charter government to choose what type of microeconomy you would like to establish based off the needs of the people and your nation. For instance, if there was a high demand for a high-tech industry in your global economy, this model would be able to form a society on these foundations and specializations, with which reference to David Ricardo's trade theory would benefit the wider economy through the additional growth it would bring. With this, establish a city from scratch enables the implementing government to put in place and attract the foundational infrastructure in terms of tunnels, roads and port systems an advanced economy needs in order to support growth and not be constrained into the future. An excellent example of this is the charter city of Shenzhen, which fosters an economy of 10 million people with a 6 to 7% growth rate per annum and an economic output of 338 billion, as they serve for a hub for high-tech industry, stock exchange and manufacturing. This spark of growth has trickled throughout the Chinese economy in form of jobs, growth and stimulation in many industries. Additionally, another motive for venture cities like these comes in regards to the expected population growth of over 3.8 billion in the next 80 years, as overpopulation in small city areas is becoming more of a prominent issue. For this reason, experimental charter cities will give people suffering from overpopulation the choice to move to these areas which would otherwise not be developed if not for the city established by your government. However, on the other hand, critics say due to the isolated nature of charter cities, any economic prosperity will inhabit social and economic inequality in regards to other parts of your foreign nation. This is especially evident in regards to the unequal living standards between areas of rural China and their special economic zones that were established. In response to this, I recommend you as a government to not exactly promote, but allow for this negative aspect in the short term, because if your charter city is growing officially, it will encourage more people and subsequently areas in your economy to adopt this specialised approach and therefore maximise total growth, development and equal living standards into the long term. Thus, ultimately, I implore you to view charter cities in terms of the potential economic benefits of the long term, which largely outweigh the potential negative outcomes of being open to its implementation in your economy.